Christian Music Spotlight.
You the melody, the words, you the chorus. You gladly laid your life down for us. For all the blessings that you bring, Lord of lords and King of kings, we will let our voices ring. You're the only song we ever wanna sing. You're the only song I ever wanna sing. You're the only song I ever wanna sing. You're the only song, the only song. You're the only song I ever wanna sing.
Hello,
Hey, this is
everybody, and welcome to this all-new CMSTV live special recorded here live from our studio home of TC Media in HD Studio A on Thursday, March the 8th in the 2 o'clock hour. That's right, don't adjust your TV sets. We are here 1/2 hour earlier than our normal scheduled time for this week only as we celebrate a special live edition on this particular segment we debuted about 11 years ago. You see, we've been around as a series for about 6 years ago now, back in New Year's Day of 2012. Before that, we existed as a segment, Christian Music Spotlight, on our flagship show, Rehoboth Ministries Television. And during that time, one particular segment has been around since nearly day one. We bill it as a chance where we get to find out a little bit more about your favorite personalities in Christian entertainment. We call it Fun Fast Facts. A chance where we get to find out a little bit more things you might not ordinarily find out in an average interview. Their likes, their dislikes, their favorite onstage moment, maybe their worst onstage moment. We get to find out some things that you may never known about your favorite personalities. And today we have a lot of best of segments to celebrate that. But we didn't want to just feature archive content. We actually recorded some brand new content for you that we'll share later on in the program. Jennifer McGill, who starred in the Disney's Mickey Mouse Club, the all-new MMC, back in the late 80s and early 90s, she sat down with us via Skype for an all-new Fun Fast Fact segment recorded for this show. We'll have that a little bit later on in the broadcast. We start by asking our first question to our entertainers. We asked them, now, before we existed as Christian Media Spotlight, when we changed our name last year to reflect the broader scope of what we do now, we were Christian Music Spotlight, so we interviewed primarily a lot of music artists. And we asked them, so, as music artists, you're on a lot of our playlists. Well, we flipped the script and we asked them, if we were to peer into your iPod, CD player, Pandora, Spotify, however you listen to music, what might we find you listening to as your favorite music? What is on your playlist? Here's some of what they had to say. If we were to peer into your iPod, CD player, streaming service, however you listen to music, what might we find you listening to these days on it?
Oh man, okay. I've been doing my workout playlist, so it's gonna be a really weird shuffle. So you know, Kaleo's one of my favorite bands. You're gonna find Need to Breathe on there. I've got some random ones that are guilty pleasures. I won't be mentioning because they're embarrassing. But like I've got Chandelier by Sia on there, and let's see. I listen to a lot of just like upbeat rock and roll, you know what I'm saying?
But see, most people don't realize, though, there is a Christian music connection because Sia Furler, of course, is the cousin of Peter Furler, who was once the lead singer of Newsboys. Some people don't know that.
I did not know that. So there we go.
I don't listen to a lot of music, ironically. But some people that do inspire me, like I said, Sean McDonald. I love all the Hillsong and Bethel stuff, especially Stephanie Gretzinger. She's from Bethel. Her Undoing album is like amazing, so worshipful. Let's see, I love One Republic. Let's see. Yeah, those are probably my tops right now. So
probably Imagine Dragons, Foy Vance, maybe a little Yanni.
Wow, eclectic.
Mine would probably be John Foreman, probably some Dave Matthews, regretfully maybe a little Taylor Swift, I'm not sure.
I got over there. Is there music you guys like to enjoy?
Anberlin. We are huge Anberlin fans. Definitely Under Oath. We all like Under Oath. and there's one more. Switchfoot, yeah. Amberlin, Under Oath, and Switchfoot. It's probably our main bands that we as a band listen to. Oh, and Sent by Ravens, which R.I.P.
If we could peer into your CD player or iPod or whatever device you listen to music on, what would we find, either individually or as a band at the moment?
You should say, because
what did I listen to yesterday? I was listening to
VeggieTales.
Oh man, we were on our way here, and I turned on Hello Seattle from Owl City. I was going to try and say Adam Young. So, yeah. That's if you look at him, you find WAP.
What do you have going on? Criminal Minds.
He's been playing like classical music or something, right?
Yeah.
In the morning.
we were in St. Louis a few weeks ago, and we had a week off, and one morning we were just hanging out in the RV park, and I got up real early, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to listen to some classical music. So I turned on some Mozart and things like that.
We haven't fought yet after that.
Right? That's true. It's
very soothing. Yes.
Very soothing. So classical music is actually what's on my iPod. Like, oh, you ate all the cereal?
Oh boy.
I really like what I've been listening to recently. I don't know how to say her last name, but Billie Eilish, I think. She's a mainstream artist.
We've loved The Belonging Co. as a new worship record. That's awesome. They're a church here in Tennessee. And, go back old school, John Mayer's always been a part of our relationship and influenced his guitar playing. So he's always on the list somewhere.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so recently there's this playlist on Spotify called The Essential Rat Pack. And I've been listening to that almost every day for a week straight. Anything Dean Martin. I have a record player sitting literally just to the right of me. And I have the Rat Pack Live at the Sands on vinyl. So I've been listening to that. Goodness.
Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., all those guys, huh?
Yes, sir. It's good. But other than that, I mean, it ranges really from anything from the 1920s to the late 1980s. I'm a big Def Leppard, Van Halen fan. The first song I ever learned harmony to was Love Walks In, Sammy Hagar, Van Halen. So, yeah.
Very eclectic musically. I like it.
I'm telling you, it's Dean Martin, Sammy Hagar, Stephen Curtis Chapman. I mean, literally, it's the most random collection of music, I gotta tell you.
It runs the gamut, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Right now, on the way here from Seattle to Kennewick, I listened to Ray Charles, and I listened to a band called Band of Horses, and this is no coincidence, or I don't know, maybe it is, and also a band called Band of Skulls. So apparently I like bands that say band of something. Start a band and call it Band of something, and I'll love it. I'll probably listen to it on my drive from Seattle to Kennewick.
Oh, goodness. Well, I definitely Horizon Music. That's on there. I love Bethel. I listen to a lot of Bethel and Elevation, also Hillsong. Probably some of my favorites would be Stephanie Gretzinger's solo album from a couple years ago. It's absolutely incredible.
Well, I'm a product of the 80s, so I love late 80s music, Journey and Def Leppard, and probably all the things that sometimes I shouldn't listen to. A little bit of Guns N' Roses and Cheap Trick, and so I love all of those. And so when you look at my iPod, you find tons of late 80s, you find some 90s, and then you find it's a little bit of Lady Antebellum. I dabble a tad bit in country. I live in Texas, so they really want me to dabble a whole lot more in country, but I just can't do it. I'm either listening to contemporary Christian, which Chris Tomlin is one of my favorites. His music held me in the midst of my depression. I love Carrie Job. I love Unspoken. Who else do I have on there? Of course, Seventh Time Down and Point of Grace and Jason Crabb and everybody I've traveled with, I listen to their music as well. Building 429 is one of my favorites. There's really not a lot of contemporary bands out there at this point that I don't like, I like Israel being in more of the gospel.
New breed, yeah.
Kirk Franklin and who else? I don't know. I'm going to think of probably 20,000 of them by the time I get off the phone with you. But yeah, so I have a very, with all that said, I have a very eclectic variety of music on my phone.
Oh, favorite song. Sacrifice by Tree 63.
Tree 63, he's going old school.
Relaxing piano jazz. I was playing last night.
All I get to listen to these days is the Muppet soundtrack for my kids.
good.
So, yeah.
Same thing. My kids won't let me listen to anything but Lecrae right now. So a lot of hip hop in my world, which is not me. But that's all good.
My kids don't control what I do, so they listen to Iron Maiden. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's not true. That's not true.
It's Mercy Me here at our Fun Fast
Awkward silence.
Iron Maiden, Bart Miller there. There you go.
From Mercy Me and Natasha Owens and Out of the Dust and Abigail Sloan and a lot of your favorite personalities in Christian entertainment sharing what's on their playlist currently right now. Well, we shift gears now from music to television. Of course, nowadays there's so many different ways you can view television nowadays. You can use the latest technology like Facebook Watch or Amazon Prime. A lot of you use Netflix, and some you've even used watching this particular show right now. On YouTube, you can view lots of television, and of course on linear television, as we're airing right now on standard cable on Channel 22, Thurston Community Media. But we also asked some of your favorite personalities what their favorite TV shows were, what they like to binge watch. And you'd be amazed to find what some of their favorite shows are, everything from Lost and The Office to Stranger Things. Here are some of your favorite personalities sharing what some of their favorite TV shows to binge on in their free time. Take a look. Favorite TV show? Do you have one?
The Office.
Aha.
Same.
Well, I think these two and my wife, I guess, and not me, but they like The Walking Dead.
I love The Walking Dead.
Oh, you do? Okay, I didn't know that. So I guess they all like The Walking Dead. I can't watch it. It's too gory for me. I am squeamish, so I like cover my eyes during the parts where it's, and then I like the storyline. Me personally, I'm a huge USA Network fan. They have a lot like Burn Notice and White Collar and all those people. So I love those shows, but they're all like Walking Dead fanatics.
Jack and I also really like the Food Network. We like Top Chef and Iron Chef and all those shows.
Who doesn't like Iron Chef? Come on.
Ooh. We always
Friends.
go back to Friends if there's nothing on. Yeah.
Parks and Recreation, Parenthood, Stranger Things.
I just went through Stranger Things. Yes.
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
Well, I just finished the second season of Stranger Things, but that's probably the last thing I binged. I think that took me like a good solid day and a half, but that's because I slept, so. But I think that's the latest I've binged. Definitely New Girl with Zooey Deschanel is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's mostly Netflix. I'm not a big live television watcher unless it's The Walking Dead. I've been watching The Walking Dead, keeping up on season 8. So.
Lost. All time is Lost. I just got Breaking Bad's up there though too, but yeah. Current? Do you want current or you want? Is that a good enough answer?
That's good enough.
Okay, good.
Favorite television show you like to watch either at home or away? Well, besides The Voice. Maybe.
I don't watch The Voice anymore. I didn't win that season, so no. Boycott it. Favorite TV show right now is Friends.
Oh, darn. How about that? I think
on
that's
Netflix, which is why I am rehashing the old.
So you
Friends love.
can binge watch all 10 seasons or whatever it was of that show right now.
I'm on season 7 currently.
There you go. 3 more to go.
And that's some of your favorite personalities sharing what some of their favorite TV shows to watch on their spare time. Now, as mentioned earlier, we wanted to showcase not just some of the best of our archive content from the CMSTV vault for our Fun Fast Facts special. We also wanted to bring some brand new, never before seen content for you. So right now we have one of those segments. As a matter of fact, we spoke and sat down with a couple weeks ago with the brand new Mickey Mouse Club personality. In fact, she started the Mickey Mouse Club, the new MMC, back in the late 80s, early 90s on the Disney Channel. You might remember her there. She has a brand new release, Unbreakable, out now. You can check that out, both the song and the music video, on her socials. We chat with Jennifer McGill about everything ranging from her time on the Mickey Mouse Club to some of her likes and dislikes. She sat down with us via Skype on a new, never-before-seen segment here on our Fun Fast Facts special. Here it is, our brand new part 1 of 2, our Fun Fast Facts with Jennifer McGill.
It is our Fun Fast Facts special, where we get the chance to find out a little bit more about your favorite personalities in Christian entertainment, and we are here once again. She was on the Mickey Mouse Club back in the late 80s, early 90s, and she has her hit Unbreakable. Please welcome once again to our show, Jennifer McGill. Jennifer, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us here for a brand new Fun Fast Facts segment for our special. It's good to have you here. Are you ready to take part in the segment?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Some we might re-ask, and a lot of these will be brand new. Question number 1. What did you like most about the setting where you filmed your music video for Unbreakable? What did you like most about it?
I think the thing I talk about the most is the sandstorm that happened during the scenes when I was wearing the red jacket and it was the white sands. There were little tornadoes just running around the whole, it wasn't a set, it was actually the desert.
What?
And so
Really?
It was basically like God breathed through the chute, and the moments where I'm just consumed in wind, that was an actual sand tornado that went through us, a sandstorm, went through our chute.
So it was
awesome.
legit sandstorm. That must have added a whole new element to it.
No fans. There was no fans. There was no set. It was all desert. It was all on location in Nevada. All natural wind. All God.
Everything you saw there was 100% real.
Yes.
Next question for you. What music are you listening to these days, if we were to peer in? I know you mentioned Boyz II Men last time. Is that still on your playlist, or we got some new favorites on there this time?
Oh, yeah. Boyz II Men is always on my playlist. I actually heard them in the grocery store yesterday. I was like, Motown Philly in the grocery store.
Like, what?
It was awesome. Then it was Mariah Carey. I mean, you know, on long drives, this one album, it might have been Robin Thicke's first album called Thick. There's so many like hype tracks on that album that keep me awake if I'm driving long hours. So that's always a go-to. But I have 2 artist friends who I've been listening to recently. There's Tiffany Ponce. Gosh, I hope I said that last name right. She's amazing. I just saw her in Canada and I have her album. And then Bethany Cruz is billed as my favorite voice of all time. She sang at my wedding. She has amazing stuff on YouTube. So you should check out her music as well, Bethany Cruz.
Definitely have to check her out. Now, going back to, I know Always in the Club has shared this a couple of times, so we want to definitely get a few questions in there in case they're following along with this. So we're going to ask a couple questions from the MMC days. One, do you recall one of your most favorite moments on set of MMC? Do you remember an all-time favorite moment that stands out?
Well, today, the moment that stands out, it's learning the dance and then performing the dance for Promise of a New Day, because we took it like a Rhythm Nation type of vibe. And I wasn't one of the top dancers on the show. And so to get to do this seriously dancey song that I loved so much, Mylin was the soloist on that, if you ever want to look it up, Promise of a New Day. That was my favorite, sort of killing it in the dance mode memory for today, at least. But every moment I got to save the day in the recording studio, like Give a Good Heart. That's one of the fan favorite videos. And there's this moment where I diva out in the middle and I've got the fade in, fade out, like big diva note. And I got to like roll in and save the day and sing that note. It was very, very cool in the studio. And then it became a whole moment in the video. And I just thought that was really, really nice of them to do that.
Nice. We'll have to check that one out. Now, on the flip side, was there a particular moment that did not go so well on set that we did not get a chance to see? Were there any like outtakes or bloopers or things that viewers might not have gotten to see?
Well, no one has gotten to see outtakes or bloopers that I know of. So yeah, there's like a handful. But I will say one of my personal, like my personal fails, my epic fail moment was a song that only got aired once on the Disney Channel. I think it was called Oh Yeah. It was from the Ferris Bueller soundtrack, I guess. It's called Oh Yeah. I don't even know really what the actual song is called, but we did this dance where we had these gloves, like these fingerless gloves. And I went to the bathroom, and before I did anything in the bathroom, I dropped the glove in the toilet, like in clean water. But I was really embarrassed, and so I had to wash it off and dry it. And I went back to the studio, and I danced with a toilet glove for that. No. So if you watch that episode, if it's on YouTube, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, whatever glove, I don't remember which hand it was or both, but one of the gloves dropped in the toilet, and it's wet when I'm dancing and singing in that song.
If only we knew what was running through your head at that moment. Like,
I was like, gross.
You're like, I can't wait to get this one over with.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to throw this one away.
So where you live currently, favorite local hotspot that if somebody was traveling through your area, they would have to stop and check out?
You know, this is happening right now where a girlfriend is coming to town and she's never been and she wants to ask me, you know, what to do. And the first place I always say is I live in Nashville and you need to walk up and down the Broadway strip. That's what I call it. We do have a Broadway here, and it's right up against the river. So it's a beautiful location, but if you're any type of music lover, you're just going to want to love walking down the street. It's probably going to be crowded, but all the club doors are open, all the bars are open, and you hear all of the awesome live music pouring out onto the street. Every place has live music, basically. So yeah, it's like dueling bands. But it's also just so energetic, and it's so awesome to see all of this live performance in this one strip. And then there's side streets as well with really cool places to hang out. But just walking outside along Broadway is my number one favorite thing to do.
Some of the most interesting things sometimes about downtown, like Memphis and Nashville, is just there's an incredible music scene in the downtown areas throughout there where there's so much, you know, musical nightlife and culture. It's incredible through there. Mm-hmm. If we were to favorite TV show at the moment, what would that be?
Oh, This Is Us is my favorite TV show right now. So my husband and I are very dedicated, and yeah, like right after the Super Bowl, we were like, everybody needs to be quiet. We need to watch this because there was, you know, this big episode about the father.
So what do you think about the Super Bowl episode now? We have to ask about that.
Oh, performance, like the Super Bowl performance? I mean, or the episode of... I wonder if you're asking about my brother.
The sort of anticlimactic way that they revealed that he died and all of that.
Well, here's what I think is ironic about that. I don't think it was anticlimactic. I think that they were representing how it sometimes happens in life, like the mist that is our life, and how quickly we can be gone, and how quickly her life was turned upside down. I think that it was a really legit representation of just realism of that. And I think that's what struck me so hard, was that one minute she's getting a candy bar and talking to her children, and the next minute, here we go, life is completely different, and can I live it, you know, like, and how strong she had to be in that moment. So I was just floored, you know, because I've experienced something very similar in my life. My mother was there one minute and gone the next in a restaurant. And so I get it. I understand. And I think that they really did do those moments very well in the show. So I'm in love with the show. I think it's amazing.
And I think it was simplistic. It was one of those moments where I was reading a lot of the reports where it caught you off guard because people were expecting this. Oh, it was the crock pot. It was this. It was all of that got them. And nope, it was something as simplistic as smoke inhalation, and that's it. But I think they told it well, and it was one of those where, do you find yourself every week laughing and crying along with the show and just captured by it every single week?
Yes, my husband and I look at each other like at the breaks, and we're just glossy-eyed, you know, and just like, I hate this show. Stupid show.
And you know it's like renewed for like 2 more years, right? You know it's not going anywhere, right?
What do about? Like, what else is going to happen? I think we just sort of figured, like, okay, snapshot done. No, I'll keep watching
And
it.
you know, they said that.
And I think Mandy Moore. I mean, I remember her briefly from when I was working with some of the kids at a civic theater, and she was in the musical Next Door. Like, she was kid. This was before the pop I'm missing you like candy situation. And she's like, I've just seen her like grow into this full on amazing actress who does these different years in her life in this one show, being older and then, you know, being the young mother. I mean, I'm really impressed with what's going on with her in this show. So props to Mandy Moore for sure.
Oh yeah, it's fun. A lot of people are saying that she's actually should be nominated for almost like an Emmy Award performance based on her role in the Super Bowl. And they said that because of the show's time hop structure, the lead character Milo Ventimiglia is not going anywhere. He's still going to appear via flashbacks and all of that. So he's not going anywhere. So yeah. He's not going anywhere.
And it is our fun, fast.
And that was Jennifer McGill from MMC fame, and she has a new release, Unbreakable, kind enough to share a little bit of her time on Skype for this special Fun Fast Facts edition of our program. Coming up a little bit later on in the show, you're going to see part 2 of that interview where she'll share one of her favorite personalities, favorite musicians, and it might surprise you, to share the stage with, and also we'll get her favorite locale she got a chance to travel to for her Unbreakable music video. That's coming up in the Jennifer McGill segment, part 2, a little bit later on in our broadcast. Well, if you're just joining us, yes, you are a little bit late for this show only because we are joining you live for a full hour here on March the 8th. If you missed us on television, you can catch the replay on our regular time slots this coming Sunday, March the 11th. We're going to be live at a special 8 p.m. start time, up from 8:30. And on our Tuesday morning broadcast this week, we are going to be airing at a start time of 8 a.m. instead of our normal 8:30. So you can view the replays of this hour-long Fun Fast Facts special. So if you're just joining us, expecting to see our normal broadcast, welcome. We are glad you are here as we head towards our regular time slot right here on TC Media. Of course, we are airing live on demand as well, youtube.com/Christ Music Spotlight, where you can view this particular episode we're airing right now on demand anytime you want, 24/7. We have some programming announcements we have to make for you this afternoon. You can tune into our regular broadcasts. We're online on our YouTube video site and on television. Next week, we had a chance to sit down a little bit earlier today with the Irwin brothers. Andy Irwin, who is the co-director and co-editor of the film I Can Only Imagine, which chronicles the hit song from Mercy Me, I Can Only Imagine, which was written 20 years ago. We get Andy's insight into the project and a little bit about the casting of the all-star cast of that movie, which stars J. Michael Finley as the young Bart Millard. It also involves Dennis Quaid and Cloris Leachman. Just a fantastic cast. He's going to talk about what went into the casting of that particular roles, and a little bit about his time at ESPN and also some of the other projects he's had a chance to work with. So be sure to check out our interview airing next week in advance of the release of I Can Only Imagine coming up on March the 16th. So make sure to tune into our broadcast next week for that interview with the Irwin brothers, and also pay attention and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Christ Music Spotlight, where we'll have that interview posted online as well. And also we have a very exciting announcement about this coming summer and fall broadcast. As you know, this coming summer we are celebrating our 10th anniversary of being a part of Creation Festivals. And as some of you may have heard, Creation Northwest for 2018 has been postponed. It will resume back in the Tri-Cities in Kennewick in 2019. But we thought, what better way to step out a little bit, do something we've never done before. This year is an anniversary of a different sort. Creation Festivals is celebrating its 40th anniversary as a festival, and this year, for the first time ever, we are taking our broadcast on the road all the way to the East Coast, where we will be doing some live and taped broadcasts all the way from Mount Union, Pennsylvania, right in the heart of Pennsylvania, just a couple hours away from Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. We'll be chatting with some of your favorite artists, some of your favorite speakers, and capturing all the footage as best as we can from the grand landmark 40th anniversary of Creation Fest out in Northeast. If you want any more information on that, go to creationfest.com, check out the lineup. For King and Country is going to be there. Toby Mac is going to be there. Bethel Music is going to be there. Jordan Feliz is going to be there. And many, many more. You're not going to want to miss this 40th anniversary party. And for some of you classic Christian music fans, Petra is even going to be there. They got some classics returning as well to commemorate the occasion. So make sure you make plans to join us, Creation Fest in Mount Union, Pennsylvania, as we're going on the road to the East Coast with our show for the first time ever. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. Check out those broadcasts a little bit later on. They'll start debuting in July and August and run through the entire fall season. So we can't wait to bring those to you. So with that in mind, we continue on with the reason why we are here, Fun Fast Facts Special. Now, over the years, as an extension of our flagship broadcast, one of the main reasons why we're here, Christian Media Spotlight, there's obviously a key word to that, Christian. We want to celebrate our favorite personalities' faith. And so naturally, we had to ask them in our Fun Fast Facts segment either a twofold question. If they have a favorite scripture, or if they have a favorite person in the Bible that they themselves can find themselves most closely relating to. Check out some other answers as we discover some of our favorite personalities' favorite scripture. Check it out.
Ooh. A verse that was always ingrained in me and my family, I grew up with a very great Christian home. An older brother, our life verse, as my dad would call it, was the Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. The trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understandings, in all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. That for me is just, I mean, you can go to that at any point in your life, any season, and there's so much wisdom there.
My favorite writer, probably back-to-back, love Hebrews and James, just because they seem, and in the Gospel of John too, I'm like an artsy, I have like kind of a deep soul, I guess, and there's just like a different kind of cadence to those three books that kind of separates from the rest of the Bible, to me, in my opinion. Person I identify with.
I think we've just loved recently looking into how many people, so many characters in the Bible, the heroes of the Bible were people who were the misfits, the ones that were not equipped from the outside to do the great things that God called them to do. So we like looking at those stories as we move forward in things that we don't know that we're fully prepared to do, but we know that his promises are always true. He's always faithful.
God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, you nailed it right on the head. I was like trying to remember that myself. Yes.
2 words, Jesus wept. It's overlooked. It's easy to overlook because it's super short, but for me, I always remember that because it really, really, really displays the humanity of Jesus and the fact that he felt what we feel. And how can we be saved unless it's by someone who knows what it's like to be us, and he's been through it just like we have, and yet he was God, so for me, those 2 words really summarize a lot of what it was that Jesus went through and the connection that he has to us.
Oh no. Okay, so I wish it was something like Queen Esther or King David or some, awesome. I find myself always relating to Peter. Always. And I feel like that's a good and a bad thing because Peter was so gung-ho, but he also missed a lot. And I feel like I do that quite often where I'm like, okay, I'm so ready. I'm so like on board with this, Lord. But I'm jumping the gun. And I feel like Peter jumped the gun a lot on certain things. But he was so passionate and he was so in love with the Lord. And that's honestly what I want to be remembered as. Somebody that, sure, made a couple mistakes along the way, but ultimately was head over heels in love with Jesus and dedicated his entire life and whatever he did for the rest of his life to Jesus. And I honestly, he's one of the more real characters to me in the Bible. So I'll take it. Like, if I can relate to Peter, I can relate to Peter. And he was, super close to Jesus. I mean, who wouldn't want to be Peter at some point?
Oh, goodness. Gosh, so many. One that has always been a really strong influence to me is Micah 6:8. To do right, walk humbly, and love mercy. That's always been sort of a theme scripture. I actually have it tattooed on my foot. So yeah, that one definitely means a lot to me.
Probably. Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's a hard one, man.
Either favorite book or
They're all just so
either
good.
favorite book or favorite person you can relate to.
Oh, I mean, that's a Sunday school answer. My favorite book right now is Hebrews. That's what I love Hebrews. I do too. I was gonna say Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph's my favorite.
Yeah, I like David. I like not just that he was a man after God's own heart, but as many times he messed up, he was still a man after God's own heart. So, David.
Oh my goodness, there's so many. But I was just talking to a friend the other night about David actually, and feeling like I'm much like David sometimes. Like I have such a heart after God, and I fail so many times. And you know, when I heard the heart of Jesus, it's really tender for me, and I can cry so easily, and I take that very seriously, and I know that I've failed so many times, Joe, and I know I keep crawling back and saying, I'm so sorry, God, you know, I want to be stronger in this area of my life, and you know, I often feel like David, just please look at the heart, Jesus, please look at my heart.
And that was some of our favorite personalities sharing some of their favorite scriptures that inspire them and some of their favorite people in the Bible who they find themselves most closely identifying with at times. Now, as we've done these segments over the years, not all questions are the same. Nope, we don't ask the same ones. We don't just ask your favorite TV show. We don't just ask your favorite music. And sometimes we get to find out some random facts about your favorite personality, such as maybe a certain personality's favorite celebrity run-in encounter with a certain lead singer from Third Day, perhaps? Or how about a wedding proposal that led into a Sidewalk Prophets concert? Yes, you're about to find out all of these fun, fast facts and more as we explore some of our favorite personalities' random fun, fast facts. Check it out. Favorite moment that's happened on stage so far? Do you have a favorite moment that stands out?
Worst or favorite? Favorite? No, favorite. Don't go worst.
I'm kind of curious about the worst now.
It was actually Creation West last year.
What?
It was 114 degrees out there.
Oh, yeah.
Direct sun on our gear. It fried. We had like insane meltdown, man.
No.
I was standing up there. Oh, yeah. I mean, we had computers overheating and smoke was involved, and yeah, it was insane.
We're thankful for cooler weather this year.
Yes.
We don't have any melting gear, melting clothes, melting nothing.
Yes.
Much cooler, thank the Lord, this year.
Yeah.
Best moment now.
Best moment. I proposed to my wife on a stage. I opened up for Sidewalk Prophets, and so it's gonna be hard to trump that one. Wrote her a song and called her up. It was the funny thing is it was my hometown, and so we packed that place out. Like, it was max capacity of about 200, and we fit about 250 in there. I proposed. Everybody was like, yeah. And then everybody who came for the proposal left. And Sidewalk Prophets played a concert for like 35 people. And so I remember I saw the guys later at a festival. And I didn't know if they, I was like, hey. And they actually cut me off. They're like, we played with you. You proposed to your wife. And I was like, yeah. But I know they only remembered that because literally everybody left and they played a killer show for 35 people. So the best moment. She said yes. So.
And after that, I want to hear, because you had said something behind the scenes, Rick, you guys did, about catching yourself looking up at a light. Do you guys have a moment like that where you caught something just didn't work and you had to roll with the punches like that, an entertaining moment?
This guy's infamous. I'm notorious for like walking off the stage, working on something, and the guys are like, "Come back and play!" like, get over here, and I'm like, but it's not working, and they're like, get over here and play your guitar.
Or it'd be like,
is your bass?
Go get out there. Like earlier today, my mic stand just fell and I couldn't get back up again. And I was like, so I just went over to Tim, stole his.
I really had no idea what I was like. What are you doing? Oh, he's taking my mic stand. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I was like, okay, no mic stand for me. I'm racking it. Here we go.
Luckily, I turned off the mic on the drums because that could have been really loud.
Have you had any particular memorable run-ins or duets or performing with any favorite Christian music personalities along the way?
Okay, so this is really quick. The only run-in, she has a better memory than I do, but the biggest run-in that I have that I can remember. I worked at Chick-fil-A when I was in high school, and this dude with a goatee came in, and I was like, this is weird. Like, do I know this? And I was like, do I know you? And he was like, maybe. My name's Mac Powell. I'm in a band called Third Day, and I was like a huge Third Day fan at the time, so it's like my brain could not connect that was really him standing in front of me. So.
Since we are in the Northwest area, you mentioned cafes a little bit ago, coffee capital of the world. Are you a Starbucks, a Tully's person, or an independent coffee person?
Oh, goodness sakes. I am mostly an independent coffee person. I typically get my coffee from Black Rifle Coffee Company. They're pretty fantastic. If you ever want to buy some coffee from them, I highly recommend it. But it's really strong coffee. And I like my coffee, I just drink it straight black, nothing in it. So it's really good if you like really black coffee. So
I'll take it. But
yeah, I am definitely an independent coffee drinker. That's nothing bad against Starbucks. I enjoy, a pumpkin spice latte just as much as the next Northwest girl. But
there you go.
I definitely do enjoy straight black coffee from Black Rifle Company.
And the Christmas blend is out, too. As we're taking this Christmas, it is out now.
New flavors and stuff now that I haven't tried. There's like the maple pecan or something like that. I was like, oh, that actually sounds really good.
And the chestnut praline is back too.
Yeah, I might have to get over there and try it.
I like my coffee particularly strong too, because otherwise it's just flavored water, and
it's very true.
Can't have that.
Yeah, or it gets a little heavy in the milk department, and I just can't do that either. I'm like, ooh, no thanks.
No. Yeah,
would you like a little coffee with your creamer?
Exactly.
Thing that's happened to you.
Alarms going off in interviews is one.
I'll be right there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Do you guys have a fun story at all?
Well, one of our tours, we had an intro where we had a big white backdrop that showed video on it, and we would backlight it behind our instruments, and so we'd start playing. Video was popping, and the lights would come on, and it would show me playing
big
drums.
shadow of
big shadow
them
upon
playing
it.
drums.
Well, it gets to our keyboard player, and his keyboard falls straight down.
As soon as his shadow's on the big screen, everything falls.
It just falls straight to the ground, and everybody saw the shadow.
And then it would go to Robbie playing. It would flash
playing.
back to people, and the next shot of the keyboards was him and 5 crew guys trying to set it up. The big shadow on the screen. So that was pretty awesome. And it looked.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. And we happened to be filming a documentary.
Mike started playing a song one time in the wrong key. Thought it was his guitar was busted.
There's just not a capo. There's supposed to be a capo on there.
But he didn't know for the longest time what was wrong.
Yeah, Robbie counted off a song in 6 that was supposed to be in 4, and I think he also counted off a song in 4 that was supposed to be in 6. I think we've gone both ways.
Oh, there's that time when I forgot the words.
Just one.
Every night. Not the same song every night.
Now you're just being rude. Yeah.
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 There was a time our bus broke down. Wait a minute.
There's that time our gear got left and our luggage. Oh, that's right now. Yeah, it's today.
Yeah, we might not have
gear
today.
Yeah.
Maybe an acoustic
We're
set
waiting
all of a
on.
sudden.
No, those are on the plane too. We're waiting on those to show up.
Barry completely forgot to pack his pedal board for a trip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
with me over the years. So. And lastly, favorite place you've got a chance to tour so far? Do you have a favorite particular spot you've had a chance to tour around this great country? Not Arkansas. No, I like Arkansas. It's just hot. It's hot in a different way. It's muggy. Yes. Muggy as all get out. I think my favorite place to go so far was L.A. I played a show at House of Blues 2 years ago, and that was something else. That was cool. I saw. Do you know who Pauly Shore is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Buddy. That's such an old reference. Nobody in here's going to get that except for you. Yeah, I was sitting at Intelligentsia Coffee, and I look up, and I see this guy on the phone, and I was like, dude, my drummer was with me. I was like, look behind you. He was like, what? I was like, Pauly Shore is right behind you. He's like, no way. And so I got the picture. Like, I just kind of took the picture, and he's sitting there. I acted like I was getting my friend a picture, drinking his coffee at Intelligentsia, but really I was just sniping a picture of Pauly Shore right behind him. Yeah. Yeah, I never got to meet him though. I was too scared to approach him and be like, "Hey, I took your picture without you knowing. That's not creepy at all." So that was pretty fun. And that was some of our favorite personalities sharing some of their more random fun fast facts. That's part of what this segment is all about. Find out stuff that you never otherwise would have known and maybe not find out in a typical interview about your favorite personalities. It is time now for part 2 of our Never Before Seen segment with Jennifer McGill as we find out who her favorite personality to share on stage with, and also we get to find out a little bit more about her newest release, Unbreakable, and find out where her favorite locale was to shoot her music video to Unbreakable. Here's part 2 of our Fun Fast Facts interview with Jennifer McGill.
On that note, we mentioned Mandy Moore a moment ago. Favorite person or people you've had a
12
chance
minutes.
to
I'll
share
take it
the
right up
stage
to
with over the years. You've had a
the
chance to
closing
share
of
the
the
stage
show.
with many. Who are some of your favorites over the years?
First and foremost has to be Celine Dion.
Wow.
She was like a breath of glitter. She was like a fairy godmother. I mean, just the way that she's so positive and she's so caring and legit concerned about your well-being. And this was just a moment that we had. I was 16 and I was preparing to go on stage for the finale of the inaugural special for the youth when Clinton was getting inaugurated, and it was at the Kennedy Center. So we had, Boyz II Men was on that stage, so there they are again. I absolutely love Boyz II Men. Kenny Loggins was on that stage. Vanessa Williams, I shared a piano bench with her. But Celine Dion was standing in front of me, and this was her Beauty and the Beast moment. Like, she was fresh into America, I suppose. And I was commenting to someone behind me, I really hope I don't forget these words. And she turns around and she says, "You're going to be wonderful." And she meant it. Like, you are going, whatever you're concerned about, you are going to kill it, is basically what she was saying. She gave me so much, pep. And so we walk out, and it's great. And I will never forget that moment. So really, she takes the cake as far as my favorite artist to share the stage with. And then there are a lot of my old friends from the Mickey Mouse Club who, I mean, it would be great to hang out with them on stage these days just because of how much, of course, they've grown in their art. But, I've grown up too. And it would be cool to reunite and, sing with any of them. I suppose my favorite is Justin Timberlake because I just love his evolution. I love his vocal stylings, and I love how he shows up live. I love his live shows. So he's fabulous.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so I guess those are two big ones, I guess.
I'm sure you watched the Super Bowl halftime. I would imagine then.
Yeah, he was fabulous. I lose it during Mirror. That's the one where I'm like, if I had a lighter right now, I would step touch and bring my lighter out. I love that song.
So you dug the whole Prince tribute then?
I did. I thought it was great. I love that they got they got permission from Prince's camp to work with the actual stems, the actual original vocals, and that they synced up with live video. I thought that was really special. That it was something that they made especially for this tribute. That he didn't just cut and paste something. That it was really special, and his heart was in it. And I love because I was actually just in Minneapolis for Christmas, so our hotel looked out over the soon-to-be Super Bowl arena, and so I know the area. I get all the workings of it, and I downloaded the whole idea about Prince and stuff. So it was very fresh for me. When I saw that happen, I was like, yes, that makes total sense.
A brand new Fun Fast Fact segment here via Skype. Joining us, Jennifer McGill. Another Fun Fast Fact question, maybe you can answer. Has there ever been talk at all of a MMC reunion at any point? Has there been any?
There is always talk about an MMC reunion, and this year, some of us have a heart for putting together a few small gatherings and start building from there. There are so many of us. And so I think that's the hardest part is some of the celebrity camp, they just have such crazy schedules. And so it's always going to be difficult to nail down, a celebrity schedule situation. But even with those of us who are all over the United States and, we've got real estate agents and yoga instructors, and then we have a lot of us gigging out a lot. Some of us have day jobs while we go out and perform, or we go out and worship on Sunday mornings. We're also eclectic now, all still in music or, the entertainment business in some way. So it's just hard. Like, there's a lot of us. People don't realize, they think about their favorites and they're like, oh yeah, let's get those together. But there's, 30 plus.
There's a lot to
and trying to nail them down into one reunion would be very, very difficult. But I assure you that on the down low, we have little reunions all the time, just little get-togethers.
Finishing up here on our fun fast fact segment with Jennifer McGill, here joining us via Skype. What is your favorite place you've had a chance to perform? Is there a favorite particular spot?
I don't have a favorite because I just have really interesting memories in places. My favorite group to perform with was American Vibe at Epcot. And so Epcot, there's that.
There you go.
I loved performing at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado because it's completely carved out of the rock. Even the dressing rooms have, the natural rock wall within them. That was amazing. And we performed for like 10,000 people. So that was very exhilarating. The Kennedy Center, that was an amazing night because of all the celebrities, all of these amazing artists that I got to just talk with or get inspiration from, like Celine Dion. And then I think my favorite worst moment was at the Apollo Theater. I was performing in a show and we were doing the finale and I stepped backwards and I tripped over somebody. And I caught I totally bit it at the Apollo, which I talk about when I'm helping to develop other artists. I say, look, yes, I bit it at the Apollo, but what happened right after is I got up, I grabbed my microphone and I belted the high note. I killed it, I killed it strong, even though I just bit it. And you have to get up and keep going. So it wasn't televised or anything. It was just, it was a show. It was a performance we were just doing that the Apollo was hosting. So it was just a few seconds in time. But I'll always remember that as one of my best mistakes because it was at the Apollo. And I did finish strong.
That's the important thing. You got up, you continued on.
Yeah.
It's like that saying they say in radio, if you make a mistake, you got to act like it was intentional. You get up and you go again.
You just keep going, right? I mean, and I believe that that's one of the hardest lessons for, new artists to learn. I had to get over perfectionism a long time ago because we're seeing it now all over social media. A lot of what people respond to is just the real you, is just showing up and talking and figuring it out and being real with people. And, even though we want to give the best presentation, whether it's the message Sunday morning or it's, the gig and the party music and just, keeping the crowd alive, you want to do your best and look your best, and those moments come when you're going to trip, you're going to mess up a note, you're going to forget a lyric, but it's not the end of the world.
Do you think it's easier or harder in today's media landscape to be an artist? Or is it kind of equal in some ways, just different time period?
You know what? I do think it's equal because back in the day, it was hard to get anybody access to your music. Like, you could be fabulous, but maybe no one could see it because you'd need to go through a record label. You'd need a whole bunch of money to even get any kind of a video, something happening. Now you can do that from your living room. You can do it from your car because we're so attainable. We just access everywhere. The problem now is it's so saturated. We don't know where to look. So we could still see the most fabulous artists in existence, but where are they? Can we sift through everybody and find the next greatest thing?
Yeah.
No, that takes a lot of time. So it is still like finding a needle in a haystack. It's just that the haystack has changed.
The haystack is a lot larger to try to find that needle now.
But I love it now that everyone has the opportunity to present their artistic message. I think that's cool. Because I still believe that your success is not about how many fans you have or how many likes you get or your YouTube views. It's, are you doing legit music that resonates from you and speaks the message loud and clear? That's the goal. and whoever finds it, they're meant to find it. That's really what I believe, and everything else is just extra good.
That's profound right there. That's good stuff. Jennifer McGill joining us via Skype. Finally, favorite person in the Bible that you find yourself at times most closely identifying with. Who might that be?
This is crazy, but at the Holy Land Experience, I played the role of Gomer. And at the time, the cast pool, they were much younger than I was. So I was actually maybe the right age for Gomer, the only one who had maybe lived to the point of having life experience that could even be in the realm of what Gomer was suffering through, like, just her bad mistakes and her messy life. It's common knowledge, or it's gettable online, that I married a man who was still married to someone else. I had disconnected from caring about my life before I rededicated my heart to Christ when I was 30. I went through imagine what led up to that moment of, well, whatever, I guess I'll settle with this guy who says, that he's going to take care of me, and then ended up like that wasn't possible. Right. So I understood and connected with Gomer's messiness and the mistakes, and just giving herself away, or thinking she wasn't worth XYZ. And then for someone to come, like when Hosea came and saved her from slavery, and, said, I'm doing this because God is showing me and you how he's treating his people. This unconditional love is what God is trying to show through our union. And to see that, to see how Jesus says, you are worth it no matter all the stuff that you've gone through and all these mistakes you've made. I still have paid the highest price for you. To me, that was very, very much highlighted and illustrated in the life of Gomer. So playing her on stage was very therapeutic. And, I know it may be just a small story, but I really did connect with her, her character.
That's terrific. I don't think we've ever heard that one before. So, yes, very nice. Thank you very much.
At least I didn't say the possessed woman.
Well, that's true. That's true. It could have gone a whole other direction. We should be fortunate that it turned out where it did.
That one time when I played the role of the possessed woman and I was rolling down on the floor and growling, I really connected to that woman.
It really spoke to me.
Reminded me of my childhood now.
Jennifer McGill joining us via Skype. That was, of course, our Fun Fast Facts segment for our 1 hour special. A chance for you to find out a little bit more about your favorite personalities in Christian media. Jennifer, it's great to catch up with you again. Hopefully we'll do it again soon and talk some more about music and new projects, and maybe we'll sneak in Boys to Men. Who knows? Thank you so much again for joining us here on the program. It was great chatting with you. You're always terrific to chat with, always full of insight, always full of good stuff. And thank you for joining us here for our show.
Thank you so much. Awesome to be here. As always, good to see you.
We will continue with more. We've got new content with Bretta Stone and a lot more when this special returns. Stay with us. On that note, we mentioned...
And that was Jennifer McGill, kind enough to share a few minutes via Skype to share her heart, and she was so gracious enough to join us to tape an all-new Fun Fast Facts segment for you, the viewers. Of course, that is never before seen, so go check out her release, Unbreakable, and go check out some of her YouTube videos, not only of her solo stuff, but maybe you can relive some old Mickey Mouse Club days if you can find some on YouTube as well. Jennifer McGill, kind enough to join us. Well, in addition to all of that, we've had a creation announcement. We've also had some archived clips of some of your favorite Fun Fast Facts. It has been an absolute joy over the years to bring these Fun Fast Facts segments to you, and you can continue to look forward to them on our future editions and maybe another Fun Facts special down the road as well. And we get to share a little bit Fun Fast Facts about your favorite personalities in Christian media. And make sure to join us all throughout the year for more highlights and fun moments like these. Special thanks to all of the artists who have participated on the show over the years. You can go check out our YouTube. Go subscribe to us, youtube.com/ChristMusicSpotlight, and you can check out our time slots Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays on our flagship station, TC Media Channel 22. And you can also join us on our replays if you missed it live. Sundays and Tuesdays, a special start time of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m., and you can find it on our website as well. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Joe Neal. We will see you back here next time for more stories and testimonies from your favorite personalities in Christian media right here on CMS TV, Christian Media Spotlight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been our Fun Fast Facts special of CMS TV. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. God bless.